everybody, it's your girl E, your favorite purple hair notary and real estate agent. And today I'm here to talk to you today about me being a notary and real estate agent, because one of the number one questions that I get asked all the time once people find out that I do both is, which do I prefer? I don't know. I think that in today's day and age, everybody's looking for additional income, a side hustle, which one should they do, yada yada yada. So we're going to talk about that today. A little bit about my notary life. I've been a notary for almost 5 years now. It's insane to think about the time jump from 2020 to now. Thirsty. From 2020 to now, it's giving post-snap. If you're an MCU fan, you know what I'm talking about, right? I know I've lived several different lifetimes within the last 5 years, losing relationships, gaining new ones, meeting new people and such, and also entering a whole different world. Prior to me doing the entrepreneur life, I was a teacher. I was an educator for a very long time. It's all I knew. It's the only world that I knew, and it just didn't satisfy me anymore. So I became a notary, and I've been doing that. And the world that I was a part of was real estate closings. I wanted to be a part of real estate because I love the thought of real estate. I love like what it can do, the equity, how it can it essentially can make you rich if you do it right. And I love that. And I think that we as human beings, we as people of this world should have real estate, because they're not making any more lands, and you should definitely own something. So I wanted to be a part of that journey. I just didn't want to be an agent, right? The agent, there are many moving parts to a real estate transaction, and I really just didn't want to be an agent. Like, everybody's a fucking agent, right? And so I became a notary. I like to be the cherry on top, right? The end of the closing. Everybody loves seeing the notary. So this is why for the real estate portion of it, this is why I like being a notary. Everyone's happy to see the notary, whether it was the easiest, smoothest deal ever. Who are you happy to see? You're happy to see me, because you know that at the end of the day, at the end of this 20-45 minutes, it depends on the buyer or seller, because if they're chatty, we're talking, right? And at the end, they either sold their home and off to the new real estate venture, off to their new life, or they just purchased the home, and again, off to a new life, a new beginning. And that's always beautiful, and I love being a part of that, and especially the final piece of it all. I think that it's great. So everybody's always happy to see the notary. Even if the deal was a effing nightmare, they're still happy to see me. I can still make them smile, and it can still be, end the deal on a good note. So that portion I do like. And I also like the other things that I can do as a notary, right? The other aspects of being a notary, the estate planning. So, if you're planning your wills, your power of attorney, things like that, you need a notary to sign those. And I do a lot of those. I also do a lot of apostilles. And it depends, right? I think the closings take the longest because it depends on the documents. Sometimes you have to wait for funding, so you're sitting there for forever. And even those nightmare deals are a nightmare till the very end, because funding might happen, a doc is missing, and now we gotta wait for that document, print it out. It's a whole thing. So I've been at closings to where I've done it for 30 minutes because maybe we didn't talk. It was point and sign, and that's it, and I was out. Or they are, which I noticed certain professions, if attorneys, what else? Attorneys, accountants, software engineers, data analysts. They are very analytical. They are very thorough and will read almost line by line. And a package can be anywhere from, if it's a seller's package, maybe like 30 pages. If it's a buyer, refi, don't let it be a reverse mortgage. My God, those packages can vary anywhere from, like I said, 30 pages to the most that I've done has been like 400. I think I've done more than that, but you get my drift. So that can be very time consuming, and so the time that I'm using or the time that I'm giving to that can definitely vary. Whereas the apostille, at least the notary piece, like it's seconds. It might be days as far as like setting up appointment, but everything just goes by like that. And your estate planning appointments, those take 20 to 30 minutes, and I'm paid on the spot. My closings, I have to wait. For instance, it depends on the company. Some companies might pay me a month later, some 2 weeks, and it's a check. So I also don't like waiting in the mail for my shit. I've had my checks get wet and the ink is gone, has been removed because it rained, it got in the mailbox, and now I can't use this check. It's useless. And so I really don't like the check shit. I love the direct clients who find me on Google, hit me up. Where either we have my phone because I have tap to pay. Love that feature. Shout out to Square. Or they pay when they book me, so I'm paid on the spot. And like I said, those appointments can take like 20 minutes, and I'm paid on the spot. So it varies. And again, everyone just feels more appreciative on the notary aspect. They appreciate the time that I made out, even though I chose to do this, right? I came out there, did what I had to do, professional, and do the assignment. So I prefer that. And maybe it's because you don't have to build crazy relationships, right? I have a presence. I have my website, so I don't know if that just allows people to trust me more, to call me up, come into their homes, right? People invite me, some, not always, whatever makes the client feel more comfortable, but more often than not, you're inviting me into your home, your personal space, to come do this notary assignment for you. And I really appreciate that. They're often life-changing documents, like I said, estate planning, your real estate closing, apostilles. They're just very important things that they have going on, and I'm happy to be a part of that and help them out in the process. So real estate, as a real estate agent, it's the same idea, right? You're helping somebody make a big financial decision, but I think the trust part can be hard for those inbound leads that they might find you, or they're clicking on Zillow. If you're like, if you've ever been looking for a house and inquired, you might have like a random agents is me, calling you and like, oh, do you want to go look at this house? Like the home buying process, yada yada. Some people feel really weirded out by that, but then I, as the agent, think that's weird because you inquired. You wanted to know about this. You want to buy a house, and I'm here to help you, right? But people, hopefully that didn't smear. People feel so etched out, freaked out, and I get it. It is, buying a house isn't cheap. So people are often either using all of, if not all of, the majority of their savings, 401ks to purchase these homes. So no one's going to take it lightly. So I totally get that, but that build of trust, and maybe it's because I don't have a website, talking about that I also do real estate, but I'm at the end of the transaction as a notary as well. I know what happens. I know a lot of the process except like the lending piece, because it's math, it's numbers, not my thing. But I am very closely aligned with people who are part of the transaction. So I understand what it takes. I understand the market, right? I've been in real estate, been doing closings for 5 years. So it fluctuates, things go up and down. And when I try to explain that as an agent, I just don't feel heard sometimes. But I can go on a whole long tangent with that. So it's the building of the trust, I feel like, can be harder as an agent. And then when people book me to see something, I also participate in show doing rentals. And you can work with someone for whether that be rentals. Well, rentals, it's really like 30, 45 days as far as like that window. And then buying can take, like, if they're ready, they're an aggressive buyer, it can take it can take a while. But oh, excuse me. Buying can take anywhere, I think, up to like 45 days. And I think that's a longer close. It just also just depends. Are you paying cash? Are you using a grant? Like, I know an agent who her client is using a grant, and everything is ready to go. Everything is clear to close, but now we have to wait for the grant. The client gets frustrated, and it's a grant that you need. You need the bread. And you're mad at like the real estate people on the real estate end when we don't got nothing to do on waiting on your grant, baby. It's a grant that you have to use, and now we have to wait for it. So it's, again, it's just, it depends on what we're doing. But where I'm going with this is my notary appointments can take anywhere. The most they'll take, the most I've had is 2 hours. That is aggressive for a closing. It shouldn't take that long. But sometimes shit happens. People either talk too much, where the people are readers, so they're reading. Documents need to be updated. The attorney is talking a lot. So that can vary. But even though it's 2 hours, I might have made $200 or more, right? So $100 an hour, that's not bad. But on the real estate side, you can give a client, whether that be a renter, a buyer, a seller, you can give them your heart and soul, your everyday. You're answering the phone calls, you're putting them at ease. And that can take, I think I worked with a client once for 3 months. They were a renter. I worked with them for 3 months. Did I find him something? Yes. He was just very picky, and that's okay. But I figured it out. I did what I had to do, close the deal. Like that, I felt great to help. But when I think about the time that I put into that and the money that I got back, the return of investment, I guess, on that time, it wasn't enough. It equaled out to, I feel like, $5 a day. I might be over exaggerating. I might not. I don't know. But it just that wasn't enough for me. And then also, I think I had a buyer. Wow, I calculated the time that I spent. And this, I was working with her for a little while, but one time we decided to get aggressive and just bang out the showings. So we went to see several houses, and I took sis everywhere. When I looked at the time spent of research, putting in hours, driving to all locations, I think it was 30 something hours within the 2 days. This, again, driving everywhere, writing the offers, because we put in offers on some of the properties that we saw, and then me also doing the research on what is an appropriate price for the offer, and then also making sure that they were within her means, within her budget. Did that go anywhere? That didn't go anywhere. Because one of my duties as an agent is to make sure that you're in the budget that you gave, and you're staying in those boundaries that you set for yourself and me, right? And you're sending me things outside of your budget. I had to set boundaries for myself, because I was on a fucking ledge, and I had to set boundaries. That was 2 months of us working together, and the time and effort that I put into it, I made $0. That never happens on a notary appointment. Even if a notary appointment, like now, if you cancel and you don't cancel within at least like 3 hours, I'm getting like $25 for my deposit. And same deal, if I go on a notary appointment and it's canceled, which it has happened, we're going over the docs and it was a late closing, so no one was there to answer the phone. That's what happens when you use big banks, or if you're not close with your lender or people in your transaction. If it's 8 p.m., now the deal is dead and we have to do it over. Did I still get paid? Did I get paid the whole amount? No, but I still got paid a trip fee. I still got something for my time. You do not get that as an agent. You either close or fucking die. So I can go on a tangent on this all day long, but all in all, I enjoy being a notary because no matter what, whether the deal closes, whether the appointment is canceled, if it's not canceled with sufficient time, I'm still being paid. The deal can't close because there's an error and nobody's answering the phone, I still get paid for my time. And the people are just nicer. Like, I haven't had a crazy notary appointment to where, I don't know, it's just not as intense. There's so much emotion and feelings involved. You're like someone's therapist when you're their agent. You're a friend sometimes. So there's so many hats, roles, dynamics, and emotions and feelings that's involved in real estate. I've been told that I'm not that emotional or empathetic. I don't fucking know. But the people are just nicer with the notary appointments. I like it when people are nice to me. When you're not nice to me or taking out your frustrations and it's a whole thing, I don't feel nice, right? And I have to sit back and smile at this. Yeah, no, not for me. But I'm also like trying to draw boundaries with clients that I want to work with. I think that sometimes when you first start out, you're so excited as an agent. You're so excited to, oh my God, like this might be a closing. This might be business for me. This is a new experience. And so you carry out said experience and then you're like, actually, yeah, no thanks. So again, all in all, what do I like more? What business do I like more? Is definitely 1000% being a notary. So my goal for 2025 is to really hone in on that. Obviously, I'll still do real estate. So if you want to work with your girl and you're not afraid of someone being transparent with you, because I don't like to coddle. I don't like to make it sound nice. I like to just give you the cold hard facts. If you're into that, I'm definitely the agent for you. If you're not, I can recommend someone who can give you all the fucking fluff words in the world and coddle you through the process. I can recommend an agent for that. Otherwise, definitely holla at me, and that other agent, I can do the closing. But I hope we learned something from that. If you're a real estate agent, let me know your thoughts, feelings about being an agent. If you're a notary, let me know your thoughts and feelings about being a notary. If you are both, let me know how you handle doing both. So thank you for watching. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening. On top of that, look at me on my teacher game, listening ears. But again, thank you for listening. Have a good day, y'all. Bye.